Hi folks, this is Don Meissner with the North Country Fishing Report. Well, I will report on something that I really I've mentioned before, but I haven't really reported on this. But I want you all to be aware that at this time of the year is when the salmon come into the Salmon River to spawn, but it's not just the Salmon River. They're going to travel up any little finger of water that they sense is a tributary. So little tiny creeks are going to have salmon coming into them. And these salmon from Lake Ontario, some of them will be driven downstream and they'll be in the St. Lawrence River, and then they'll try to come up our tributaries. And this is a time that you really have a chance to catch one of these beasts. And for example, there are a lot of salmon that will run up the Grass River at this time. And a lot of people don't know this. But those that do have enjoyed catching these big fish at this time of the year. Now, they will run until this is probably the beginning of their run. And they're going to run all the way as far as they can get. And in this case, as far as they can get once they enter the Grass River near Meissner is as far as Madrid. And if you want to try to catch these fish, a good place to go is fish right up tight to where the water comes over the Madrid Dam. And that's where these fish will end their life. If you don't catch them, they will end up dying here, because when they come upstream to spawn, they will die. All of these fish are going to die through the spawning cycle that they go through. They're not like Atlantic salmon. These fish originated in the Pacific coast, and they're a whole different strain of fish. Now, why I tell you this is the chance to catch one of these. You know, there's nothing, I don't think, in fresh water that fights like a Pacific salmon. Their power and their size is incredible. So if you want to tie on to something like this and feel the battle, this is a great opportunity. They're going to run up the Racket River as well. And there's sections there where you could probably find that you could catch some fish. And normally when Pacific salmon enter one of these tributaries, their whole instinct to eat ends. They don't eat. But when they first come in, that first period that they're in the water, they're still going to strike lures. They're still going to try to eat. So this is a time you can catch them, and you can catch them on just about anything. Probably using any kind of streamer is going to work. And if you want to use spinning gear, you can catch them on lures. Just about any shiny, flashy lure will probably work. So this is another opportunity that we have in this area that only happens once a year. And this is the time. And I promise you, there's going to be a lot of fish running both of these rivers. They've been running here for years, and a lot of people, they don't talk about it, and most people don't know it. But and you know what makes these salmon come in isn't the amount of flow of water. It's the instinct that, okay, the alarm clock went off, and now it's time to do this. And so no matter how high or low the water is, they're going to come into these tribs. So it'll be interesting if you want to give this a try. I think there's a possibility to really tie into the most fighting fish you've ever hooked in your life. Until next time, folks, this is Don Meissner with the North Country Fishing Report.